for they know not what they do. Let us pray. Lord God, thank you for this opportunity to speak your word. Hold me and hide me. I realize, God, that I can't do this without you. Calm me and give me recall, clear thought, articulation. So God, let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight, O Lord, my strength and my Redeemer. Amen. Amen. Yes. Yes. Throughout my life, I have experienced many things. One in particular is injustice. A violation of the rights of others, unjust or unfair action or treatment. In my reading of the last hours of Jesus' life, one would think what Jesus went through was an injustice. But quite the contrary. It was a story of love. God's unmerited favor. God demonstrated his love toward us in that while we were yet sinners, Christ died for us. The Passion of the Christ movie portrays a realistic visual of what the Bible depicts our Savior endured for us. The first time I watched the movie, I flinched, covered my eyes, I turned away, and tears came streaming down. Now, to assist with my reading, I decided to watch it again. This time, it wasn't any better. I still cried, and I flinched, and I turned my head. However, I put myself in the moment, and intensely, I watched how the soldiers came, led by Judas, in the middle of the night to capture Jesus in the garden. His disciples were present. Judas kissed Jesus. A fight broke out. The soldiers bound and chained Jesus and took him away to be tried in a court of injustice. On the way, the soldiers punched and beat him. He was taken to the high priest, the leaders of the council, and all night long they blasphemed and they questioned him and took him from courtroom to courtroom. Pilate washed his hands. He washed his hands because he just wanted to give him a disciplinary punishment rather than the usual tortures, flogging, because he knew that Jesus was innocent. Yet, the crowd chose to crucify him. Before Christ was sent to be crucified, the Roman soldiers beat him with a lead-tipped whip, which usually had 2 or 3 strands intertwined with pieces of bone, metal, and glass. They beat him across his back until clumps of flesh tore from his body. Yet, he endured the pain for us. Now, the gruesome crucifixion procession arrived at Calvary a little bit before the 9th hour on Friday morning. The 2 thieves were fastened to their crosses and raised into place. They laid Jesus on the cross. They stretched his arms and drove sharp nails in his hands and feet. They raised him in an upright position, and there he hung between 2 criminals. Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. Underneath the cross, the crowd of people gathered, shouting out their hatred at him, who himself never did any one of them any harm. He did nothing but show love, peace, and kindness. Now Jesus looked down from the cross upon a scene that must have been distressing to him. The soldiers who mocked him, whipped him, tortured him, and nailed him to the cross, now gambling for his clothing. He probably remembers those who have sentenced him, the religious leaders and the high priest of the Sanhedrin council. Pilate, who realized it was out of envy that they handed him over. Is Jesus thinking of his apostles and companions who deserted him? Peter, who denied him 3 times? The volatile crowd who only days before praised him as his entrance into Jerusalem, and here days later demanded his crucifixion? Is he also thinking of us, who daily forget him in our lives? Does he react angrily? No. Still, Jesus prayed, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. Could there ever be a greater irony? Jesus asked his Father to forgive, but it is by his sacrifice on the cross that mankind can be forgiven. Right up to his final hours on earth, Jesus preaches forgiveness. He teaches forgiveness in the Lord's Prayer. Forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. When asked by Peter, how many times should we forgive someone? Jesus said, 70 times 7. Why did Jesus say, Father, forgive them? Because he was fulfilling the Old Testament prophecy. He bore the sin of many and made intercession for transgressors. But he was wounded for our transgressions. He was bruised for our iniquities. The chastisement of our peace was upon him, and by his stripes we are healed. From the cross, Jesus interceded for sinners, for you and for me.